In the last video, I showed you how to make a simple Tableau map that shows the total taxes abated over a specific year with the option of allowing the end user to select which year is displayed. So now, what if we want to do some additional window dressing or make our visualization look a little bit nicer, or maybe we want to give the end user even more information? Just like with our TIFs line graph, what if we want to show that we do want to show the color scheme as representative of the total taxes abated, but we also want to show the different types of tax abatements that go into that total. What we can do is we can use the tooltip function. And so what this does is it allows us to see, once we scroll over a specific county, the amount of taxes abated for whatever category we choose. So what we're going to do is we're going to show how many TIFs are in each county by clicking and dragging TIFs to tooltip. So now if we mouse over a county, we'll see that the tooltip includes the county name, the total taxes abated, and the number of TIFs in the county. Now, we want to show TIFs in the same format that we have the total taxes abated, in terms of having the dollar sign and the units being in millions. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to TIFs, click the drop down, click our default properties, go to number format, and once again we're going to specify currency with 0 decimal places and our units in millions. There we go. So now we want to do the same thing for CRAs, so we're going to click and drag CRA to tooltip, and E-zones we're going to do the same and drag it to tooltip. Now we want to make sure that all of these have the same format. So right now CRA is in thousands of dollars, E-zones has no units, and TIFs and total tax abated have millions units. So we're going to change these all to the millions units. And we're going to do that by selecting CRA, default properties, number format, and we're already in the custom, but we'll just change our units to millions. Now with E-zones, we're going to do the same thing. And it already knows that we want the custom currency, but we're going to select millions. Alright, so this is a lot easier for us to digest. There's just one last little quibble we have. What if we want the total taxes not as the penultimate row, but as the last row? We can easily do that by clicking on the tooltip box. Now, all we got to do is highlight that line, the total tax abatement line. We're going to delete, or we're going to cut it and repaste it under TIFs. And there we go. So now what if we didn't want to see the surrounding states? We just wanted Ohio to stand out against a white background. What we're going to do is we're going to go up to Map, Map Layers, and we're going to set the washout slider to 100. There we go. Now the last thing that we're going to notice is that 500 million is our upper bound, but there are some counties like Cuyahoga that are relatively close to that upper bound of 873 million, but there are others like Hamilton or Franklin that are much further above that 500 million limit. So because our scale only goes up to 500 million, both counties appear as the same color, even though they have vastly different amounts of spending. So the 3 counties that spend the most are Cuyahoga, Franklin, and Hamilton. And they all have different levels of total spending that are above the total abated scale that we have. So what we want to do is we want to annotate, or we want to make a marker that shows that difference. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click the county, go to Annotate, and click Mark, which just means the county in this case. And what this does is it pulls up a summary of the total of the tooltip. But we just want to show the total taxes abated, so we are going to erase all the other stuff, and we don't need the county name identifier. We just need the name of the county that is. So we have a county name, and we have the total taxes abated for that particular year. We're going to click OK. And so now we see we have a little box that tells us the grand total. But what if we don't want it interfering with the rest of our map? We can just click and drag it out here. So now this is okay, but we want to make sure that this isn't a border or that it has a visual sort of draw to it. What we can do is we can click it until it's highlighted in red as it is right now, right click, and click Format. What we're going to do is we're going to give our boxes a border of a black line, and we're going to make that line a little bit thicker. There we go. Now the line pointing towards Hamilton County is a little bit thin, a little bit hard to see. So once again, we're going to format our line by making sure that it's black, that it's thicker, and if we wanted to, we can even put a little arrow on the end. There we go. So now we can do the same for Franklin County and Cuyahoga. So right click, annotate, mark, and all we want is the total taxes abated and the name of the county without the county name prefix. We're going to click and drag it off to the side, and we're ready in the format annotation, so we can give it a black, solid, thick border with the line also as black and a little arrow on the end. There we go. So we're going to do this one more time for Cuyahoga. Once again, right click, annotate, mark. All we want are the total taxes abated and the county name. And last time, we're going to click and drag it off to the side with a thick black outside border and a little bit of a thicker arrow pointing towards the county. All right, there we go. So now, what's awesome about this is if we choose a different year, Tableau will automatically update the different amounts, as well as update the map.